Muchas gracias por la oportunidad. De hecho, yo quiero preguntarte, bueno, antes de iniciar el paso de Gran Lucha Libre, hay una expectativa de que es 14 Ghost, que tú participarás en lo de Basamo. Cuéntanos.
Before we start talking about all the wrestling, the thematics, there is like an expectation because you appear on 14 Ghosts with our friend James Balsamo. We had the loot to interviewing here. So tell us what we can expect, man. It's great. We cannot wait from this movie, and it's great to know that you are part of the whole 14 Ghosts team. Tell us.
That was cool. Yeah, I know now. I didn't know what you were saying, but I understand now. Yeah, that was pretty cool. That was all right. Yeah, thank you. How'd you know about that?
De hecho, bueno, yo quiero iniciar preguntándote, bueno, ¿cómo es poder recordar las épocas doradas de la ECW en lo que ha ocurrido en el wrestling hoy en día? ¿Qué es lo que has visto que obviamente que muchos digan, wow, eso lo aprendimos de Terry, de SABU? O sea, ¿qué es lo que la lucha libre hoy le falta de lo que tú tienes ahora?
What is the things that the wrestling now is missing of the days, the glory days that you bring us in the ECW with SABU? What are the things that, they need to learn this that I made back on those years?
Well, back in the day when I started training, you know, we couldn't do no hardcore stuff or no fighting outside the ring. So my first 5 years, when I was Terry Nobody, my uncle just trained me to be a first match guy. Never went to the top rope and never fought outside the ring. Just did in the ring wrestling. And then after a while, hardcore wrestling came about when I went to Japan. So it didn't start off that way. But today wrestling, the guys have a hardcore match in their first year of wrestling. I didn't have a hardcore match for 7 years. My first 7 years, there was no hardcore wrestling. Not till I went to Japan. You know, I only wrestled like first match stuff, you know, regular wrestling stuff. Like I was a regular wrestler for 7 years, for 5 years actually. And then I changed after 7 years. At the 5th year, my uncle named me the SABU. And then I kind of changed my style. And then I kind of developed my own style in my uncle's backyard. And that's where it went. That's where it is today. You know?
Thank you. Great answer, Jhon. Continúa. Excelente respuesta.
Bueno, antes de darle el paso a mi colega Sebas, que es un gran fan de wrestling, yo quisiera preguntarte que definan una palabra, bueno, lo que recuerdas en lo de no solo estar en ECW, también en Ring of Honor, OSB, la técnica. Cuéntanos, ¿cómo te defines en una palabra ante estas empresas?
Before we let our friend John Sebastian do you some questions, define in one word or many words you wanted your whole body of work in those years and having all this kind of the stages, kind of different types of matching. I don't know, defining your work, your style, your career, man.
I don't know. I can't say that. That's for someone else to say. If I was to say it in one word, I'd say I suffered. I suffered for my art. Like the art didn't come easy. My form of wrestling is my art, and I suffered for it. And so I guess you could say that one word for my wrestling or for my career would be suffering. I suffered.
And you made that suffering a form of art, man. Jhon, sufrimiento como una forma de arte.
Wow.
Dale, Jhon.
Buenísimo. Sebas, por favor, cúmplanos. Ahí.
Gracias, Jhon, Andrés. Sabu, en verdad que en Colombia somos grandes fans del wrestling, pero sobre todo del wrestling hardcore. Y eso es de lo que me gustaría hablar. ¿Por qué la industria a nivel general ha perdido un poco ese tipo de generación de luchas hardcore? Algo que se veía mucho en los 90 con Mankind, con el mismo Taker. Hablemos de esa verdadera inclusión de las luchas violentas que nos hicieron fanáticos a muchos de nosotros.
In Latin America, we are big fans of the hardcore wrestling. And what do you think that, oh man, this type of wrestling is now missed? It's now, it's like in this gold, you fight on the golden age. Now we miss that kind of fighting. And what do you think that are the elements that that made that these kind of hardcore wrestling matches are now kind of lost, man.
I'm not sure what you're saying. I think hardcore wrestling is overdone, especially with the death match. You know, the ECW. I think it's overdone. I couldn't quite understand you, but I think it's overdone. You know, it's too much.
John, lo que pasa es que siente que se ha hecho, se sobrehecho, más en toda la cuestión del cage. O sea, no es que se haya perdido, sino que como que se llevó a otro campo.
Steel Cage Match.
Yes. Steel Cage Match. Yes.
Well, the difference is hardcore wrestling back in the older days was rare. Like there'd be one hardcore match at the end of the show at night. At the of the night, only one. Not every match was hardcore match. You know, would only be one. So there'd be one special match. Now today they have a whole show of hardcore matches or death matches where they use thumbtacks and light bulbs and light tubes and stuff. Barbed wire. So I don't like I said it's too much today. You know, they keep trying to go bigger and bigger and bigger, but really they're killing it because it went from one hardcore match to 6. You know, where do you go from there? You know, 10, I guess. My memory as a wrestler, a hardcore wrestler, you know, I never looked at it as being hardcore wrestling. I looked at it because one day when I was in Japan, my first match in Japan, I said to my uncle, "What am I going to do? What do you want me to do today?" He goes, "I want you to do that stuff you do when you think I'm not watching." I go, "What do you mean?" He goes, "You know, the stuff you do in the backyard when you think I'm not watching you?" He goes, "Well, I was watching you. So do that stuff, this crazy stuff that I only practice and never did in the match." So that became hardcore style. That became SABU style. And earlier it was nothing. It was just something I came up with without regards to the rules. I kind of just broke all the rules and made that cool. I made cheating using a chair and using a table cool when before that was cheating. You know, that was rule breaking. Now it's part of the game. It's overdone, but part of the game. Oh, Rey Mysterio. Yeah. Sorry,
Yes.
Rey Mysterio. Yeah, he's great. He was one of the best I ever worked. The best I ever wrestled. He's great.
Algo para él muy significativo en la ECW es que pudo compartir con uno de los grandes wrestlers, que era Rob Van Dam, que de pronto nos cuente sus luchas en parejas, porque incluso ganaron campeonatos en parejas.
Well, you know, I don't know. I don't know what you want me to say. You know, I have a lot of good memories wrestling with Rob as my partner and wrestling against him. You know, some of my best matches were against him, and some of my best matches were with him. You know, so you know, plus I trained him, so that makes it even better that I trained him and he made it to the Hall of Fame and all that stuff. So it's great wrestling with Rob, RBD. I never played the ECW game, but I played Super Fire Pro Wrestling from Japan. Super Fire Pro Wrestling 3, I think, from Japan, where I had me and Van Damme in it and a few other guys. That was like the very first video game I was in. So that's the only one I played. I never played any of the other ones. No ECW.
We always pick you, man. You were one of my favorite characters. We pick you all the time, man. Bring back memories. Amazing.
My best moonsault, I don't know. I guess that'd be the triple jump moonsault, the chair top rope backflip moonsault. And the toughest opponent would probably be, you know, Rob Van Dam or the Big Show. Big Show's pretty tough. Sandman's pretty tough. You know, a lot of them are really tough. You know, Taz is pretty tough. You know, Sandman, you know, he was extra tough, but he was drunk though. But I guess the Big Show and Rob Van Dam and Sandman would be the toughest guys. And Taz.
Ya que hablas de luchas importantes con Rey Mysterio, con Rob Van Dam, hay una lucha que me parece muy particular y que recuerdo mucho de Sabu, es su incorporación en Royal Rumble del 2007, y es que él preparó una mesa para cualquier superestrella que fuesen a lanzar, y resultó siendo él lanzado por Kane y eliminado, que fue digamos, una de las escenas más particulares de un Royal Rumble y muy curiosas.
That wasn't a very good match. That was bad. That was the shits. I just did what I was told. I hated it. And you carried the ring, and I didn't want to do it. And then Kane just threw me through the table. It sucked.
¿Cuál fue el momento más significativo en el momento que estuvo en WrestleMania, luchando con todo el equipo de la vieja escuela?
I don't know. It was a big show, but it wasn't that memorable. I didn't like it that much because it was 8 guys in my match, and we only gave it a couple minutes, like 7 minutes. So it wasn't that big of a deal to me. It was a big payoff. And should have had a better match. Should have been a single match with me and Van Dam, or a tag match with me and Van Dam. Should have been no 8-man tag. That was kind of bullshit. So I don't have that many good memories of WrestleMania.
Hubo una gran incorporación al Salón de la Fama, y es que The Undertaker, después de 30 años, decidió retirarse de la lucha libre. Él, en su speech, mencionó a esas grandes superestrellas hardcore, lo cual lo hicieron grande en su carrera. Mencionó la importancia de esas luchas, TLC, Steel Cage, Inferno Match, y él agradece mucho a esas superestrellas por haber tenido esa química en el ring. Entre esas, estoy seguro que Sabu hizo parte.
I didn't see a speech, so I don't know. I didn't watch it. That's funny. I wouldn't listen to a speech. That's a joke.
Con una última pregunta, ¿eh? Bueno, ¿qué es lo más significativo para él en toda su carrera?
I don't know. The wrestlers are too small today. They got to get a little bit bigger. They got to lift more weights and shit. I don't know. I don't watch that much wrestling today anymore. I don't really watch it. Only now and then. So I don't know what to say. Just tell them to go to the gym and lift weights. Hello, John Channel. This is Sabu. And no, forget it.
Yes. Oh, vamos a darle un fuerte aplauso.
Thank you, bro.
La foto es legendaria.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you so much, man. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you. All right, thanks.
Bye-bye.
Bye, master.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye, master.
Thank you.